All right, everyone, I'm coming from a different place today. For those of you that know, I'm sure most of you know, this is the Louvre. And the reason why I'm here is because I want to discuss that. Toyota Mirai taxis in France, particularly in Paris. The Mirai has been seen in many places. They're not super common, but I would say they're relatively common. But the whole point is there's a bunch of these electric blues, essentially, and Gen 1s and Gen 2s like this one, all over Paris, giving rides as taxis. And I was curious why, and from what I found, I don't know the whole story, but it's essentially subsidized by the government, the hydrogen infrastructure as it is in the US. Um, but I was curious on the price of hydrogen, at least in Paris. I know someone just commented in the UK, it's about, or in Germany, I think it's €9 a kilogram. In Paris, I've heard that it is anywhere from €5 to €7 a kilogram. So if you do the rough conversion to dollars, give or take, it's about $40 a tank, which is a stark difference from our current price of $36 a kilogram, and a range of, what was it, 320 give or take miles. So $180 versus $40. So that's pretty substantial. And also, I just wanted to point out, outside of the infrastructure, the Mirais in Paris all have this, or many of them, not all, have this electric blue that it only comes in the limited in the US. So this one, it looks like a limited spec, but it's not. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it is, because it doesn't have the rear sensor or the front like LiDAR system or the radar system. It just has the XLE wheels. It has the limited turn signal lights, so the full LEDs versus the halogen ones or the LED ones that the XLE has. So let's see back here. It just says Toyota Mirai, no badging, just fuel cell. So this might be a like taxi special, perhaps, just for Paris. But really want this color. We only get it in the limited, but it's really cool to see. I'm really curious how they use this for taxi purposes. As you all know, the back seats are pretty tight, and for the luggage compartments, it can only fit really like one large check-in bag. So I'm really curious how they work around that, but nevertheless, I'll show you some B-roll of some of the Mirais I've seen in Paris so far. But here's one, electric blue, I think the best color. And then if you wanted to top that off, in my opinion, the black turbine wheels. But here we go. I'll show you around, but biggest thing to highlight is the prices of hydrogen. Again, anywhere from €5 to €7 a kilogram versus the $36 a kilogram in the US. And yeah, from the little research I've done recently, there was like a $22 million I guess subsidy from the government to increase the infrastructure for the taxis. And then for I think it was an old article, but I think when they started kicking things off for the hydrogen program for the taxis, it's like a $2 billion investment from the government for infrastructure and to support this whole new fuel. But anyway, I'll show you some, here's some shots of the Toyota Mirai taxis around Paris. And here's the Louvre again. There's a couple people riding that Mirai now. Not much luggage space, I'm sure they're finding out. The front seats. There we go.
Hello. Hi.
There's a Gen 1 taxi. spotted the same or a different Gen 1 Mirai taxi. Let's see. Let's get a closer look. Off it goes. There goes another one, Gen 1. There's another Gen 2 in the wild. The XLE wheels. Electric blue. Another Gen 2 in electric blue. And 1 minute later, a Gen 1 Toyota Mirai. Another Gen 1. Another Gen 2. Another Mirai. Another electric blue. This is the first Mirai I've seen that's not a taxi. Looks like a black XLE. Pretty simple. Yeah, first one I've seen without a taxi, and they all have the LED turn signals. I don't know, it's hard to tell, but trust me on it. It's the LEDs that you come with the Limited. Check out the rear. They all have that same rear end. So it seems like they have a unique trim just for Europe. Don't have the sensors in the rear like you do in the US. Usually there's a sensor right there in the US model. Yeah, first pedestrian one I've seen. There's another taxi. Here's a nice livery here for the Paris Olympics. Hype is the brand, I think. Taxi is parked. Check that out.